Give me 6 hours to chop down a tree, and I will spend the first 4 sharpening the axe. I am a slow walker, but I never walk back. Be sure you put your feet in the right place, then stand firm. Whatever you are, be a good one. Those who deny freedom to others deserve it not for themselves. I'm a success today because I had a friend who believed in me and I didn't have the heart to let him down. Do I not destroy my enemies when I make them my friends? I am in favor of animal rights as well as human rights. That is the way of a whole human being. Nearly all men can stand adversity, but if you want to test a man's character, give him power. The philosophy of the schoolroom in one generation will be the philosophy of government in the next. My concern is not whether God is on our side. My greatest concern is to be on God's side, for God is always right. He has a right to criticize, who has a heart to help. Those who look for the bad in people will surely find it. You have to do your own growing no matter how tall your grandfather was. If I were two-faced, would I be wearing this one? Those who look for the bad in people will surely find it. Man is not the only animal who labors, but he is the only one who improves his workmanship. A friend is one who has the same enemies as you have. Government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth. There are no bad pictures. That's just how your face looks sometimes. And in the end, it is not the years in your life that count. It's the life in your years. The best way to predict your future is to create it. Tact is the ability to describe others as they see themselves. All I have learned, I learned from books. I don't like that man. I must get to know him better. That some achieve great success is proof to all that others can achieve it as well. Character is like a tree and reputation its shadow. The shadow is what we think it is and the tree is the real thing. I would rather be a little nobody than to be an evil somebody. When you reach the end of your rope, tie a knot and hang on. Important principles may and must be inflexible. It often requires more courage to dare to do right than to fear to do wrong. Things may come to those who wait, but only the things left by those who hustle. My great concern is not whether you have failed, but whether you are content with your failure. I do the very best I know how, the very best I can, and I mean to keep on doing so until the end. Always bear in mind that your own resolution to succeed is more important than any one thing. Character is like a tree and reputation its shadow. The shadow is what we think it is and the tree is the real thing. I have always found that mercy bears richer fruits than strict justice. I remember my mother's prayers, and they have always followed me. They have clung to me all my life. We can complain because rose bushes have thorns, or rejoice because thorn bushes have roses. My great concern is not whether you have failed, but whether you are content with your failure. I am not bound to win, but I am bound to be true. I am not bound to succeed, but I am bound to live up to what light I have. When I do good, I feel good. When I do bad, I feel bad. That's my religion. Better to remain silent and be thought a fool than to speak out and remove all doubt. You can have anything you want if you want it badly enough. You can be anything you want to be. Do anything you set out to accomplish if you hold to that desire with singleness of purpose. A house divided against itself cannot stand. I believe this government cannot endure permanently half slave and half free. I do not think much of a man who is not wiser today than he was yesterday. The best thing about the future is that it comes one day at a time. You can tell the greatness of someone by what makes them angry. You cannot escape the responsibility of tomorrow by evading it today. Perhaps a man's character was like a tree, and his reputation like a shadow. The shadow is what we think of it. The tree is like the real thing. You can fool all the people some of the time, and some of the people all the time, but you cannot fool all the people all the time. I don't know who my grandfather was. I am much more concerned to know what his grandson will be. No man has a good enough memory to be a successful liar. I am not concerned that you have fallen, I am concerned that you rise. The past is the cause of the present, and the present will be the cause of the future. All these are links in the endless chain stretching from the finite to the infinite. Don't worry when you are not recognized, but strive to be worthy of recognition. Do good to those who hate you and turn their ill will to friendship. All that I am, or hope to be, I owe to my angel mother. I am rather inclined to silence, and whether that be wise or not, it is at least more unusual nowadays to find a man who can hold his tongue than to find one who cannot. America will never be destroyed from the outside. If we falter and lose our freedoms, it will because we destroyed ourselves. My best friend is a person who will give me a book I have not read. Wanting to work is so rare a merit that it should be encouraged. The past is the cause of the present, and the present will be the cause of the future. All these are links in the endless chain stretching from the finite to the infinite. It has been my experience that folks who have no vices have very few virtues. For people who like that kind of a book, that is the kind of book they will like. A woman is the only thing I am afraid of that I know will not hurt me. Common-looking people are the best in the world. That is the reason the Lord makes so many of them. I distrust the wisdom, if not the sincerity, of friends who would hold my hands while my enemies stab me. Human action can be modified to some extent, but human nature cannot be changed. Human nature will not change. In any future great national trial, compared with the men of this, we shall have as weak and as strong, as silly and as wise, as bad and as good. We live in the midst of alarms. Anxiety clouds the future. We expect some new disaster with each newspaper we read. The greatest fine art of the future will be the making of a comfortable living from a small piece of land. As I would not be a slave, so I would not be a master. This expresses my idea of democracy. We believe in the power of words and how they can cultivate inspiration and motivation. We believe that the right words can change your life. We've gathered some of our favorite quotes from famous philosophers and thinkers. We hope that these words will inspire you to live your best life. Thank you.